They wanted you to focus on that and be distracted so you wouldn't ask questions about the other 99.5% of the budget, about the money that's going to Elon. Elon and Trump started to tell some truth when they started to have a little beef, right? And all of a sudden, once they was beefing and all of like the truth was coming out, because Trump was like, well, we could save some money if we just cut your contracts. I'm like, I've been saying that.
Flashback. We issued this decision that clawed back a $1 billion award that we issued first to Elon Musk back in 2020. And that decision really doesn't withstand scrutiny from the law or the facts or policy.
Girl, stop playing with us right now.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks, because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. So I had to come on today and talk to you guys about two of the worst people that are in the black sphere of politics and the black church. And that is Pastor Jamal Bryant right now, who is the leader of the Target boycott for black people. And you see how that's going. And our favorite over here at the Red Cup, a habitual, bald-headed reasoning TDSer, and that would be Jasmine "RATCHET" Crockett. Now, Jasmine Crockett decided that she was going to go on Pastor Jamal's podcast. And when I tell you, it is all the same, just like she does on MSDNC 13, just like she does on CNN and any other place she goes. She doesn't do anything but fearmonger. She doesn't provide any solutions. She doesn't even say what she's willing to do. She just fearmongers about Donald Trump and provide no substance. And this podcast didn't disappoint because she provided no substance or legislation. Here, watch.
So we have this thing where it's like, oh, if you send money over here, then I'm not getting the money that I need. So one of the things that it was easy for them to attack was USAID, because they were like, oh, y'all sending all them millions over there. We could have the millions. Not recognizing that USAID is literally not even 1% of our budget. They want you to focus on pennies. It's a lot if it was in our bank account, for sure, right? But legitimately, they wanted you to focus on that and be distracted so you wouldn't ask questions about the other 99.5% of the budget, about the money that's going to Elon. Like people really got like confused, right? Elon and Trump started to tell some truth when they started to have a little beef, right? And all of a sudden, once they was beefing and all of like the truth was coming out, because Trump was like, well, we could save some money if we just cut your contracts. I'm like, I've been saying that.
It's so funny that she's doing that, because she wasn't saying that under Sleepy Joe. Okay, she wasn't saying this at all, when actually that's who she should have been saying it to, because the contracts came under Sleepy Joe.
I think there's a very clear pattern that has emerged. If you look just at the FCC, obviously where I work, we issued this decision that clawed back a $1 billion award that we issued first to Elon Musk back in 2020. And that decision really doesn't withstand scrutiny from the law or the facts or policy. And I'm not the first to notice it. It was actually the Wall Street Journal editorial board 2 months ago that went through and said, if you look at what the FTC is doing, the FAA, the DOJ, the Southern District of New York, even the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service launched an investigation because there were some quail eggs in a blue crab that were charred after a SpaceX launch. None of these individual decisions and the volume of them make any sense unless you refer back to last year when President Biden stood at the podium inside the White House and said that it has effectively a green light.
Yeah, so as you see, that is Joe Biden's administration, not Donald Trump. He didn't have anything to do with those contracts. So she should have been saying something then. But I digress.
Cut his contracts. Yes, I've been saying it. Like, we are overpaying. These contracts for defense, they decided to take defense spending up $1 trillion. They decided that every ICE agent should be entitled to at least a $42,000 bonus. While these fools are going out here dragging people and doing all this kind of stuff, and then they're going to tell people, no, we're going to take your health care. No, we're going to take food away from you. No, we're going to take your housing vouchers away. And then people want to say, well, it's about the money y'all sending overseas, not understanding that one of the reasons people haven't been flying planes into buildings in the United States is because of our soft power, is because of the diplomacy that we were doing, where we were building relationships where people would look at us and say the Americans are good people. Because when we spend money for, say, them to get medicine in their country, it don't cost what it costs here.
Okay, so this woman is stupid. She's saying that soft power, us giving our money to different countries, keeps planes from flying into our buildings. She's talking about 9/11, okay? That is so dumb of her, and I'm going to tell you why. Right after 9/11, what did we do? We went and we start bombing other countries. We did not take a diplomatic approach to anything. So I don't know what she's talking about. And we started bombing under George Bush, and we kept going through Barack Obama. It only stopped when we got up to who? Donald Trump. This woman just fear mongers all day, giving money to USA, stops planes from flying into buildings. When I tell you she's stupid, she's stupid.
That was helping to keep us safe here. Don't let them play you. Don't let them divide you. I don't really care what you think about the LGBTQIA community. I don't really care what you think when it comes to abortion. I don't really care what you think when it comes to immigration. If you allow them to cherry pick you, then at the end of the day, something that you do care about, one of the freedoms that you do hold dear, is going to be under attack. That's what happens. You get that people was like, oh yeah, kick them out. And then while they're going and kicking them out, the farmers is like, now, wait a minute. I wanted you to kick certain people out, but now I'm going to lose my farm.
When I tell you this woman is diabolical, she's diabolical. She has a high illegal immigrant community down there in Texas, okay? She runs TX30, that is her district, and they are Black and Hispanic. That is the majority there. So she knows exactly what she's saying. That's who she's campaigning to. And she's going to grift off of Black people, because Black people are going to go and they're going to feel sorry. They're going to do this and that. And they're going to vote for Ratchet Crockett. And Ratchet Crockett is going to do what? Do everything for the illegals and do nothing as they've been doing for Black people.
Like, I'm telling you, our fates are interlinked. So, of course, I care about all the things that I just said, but I'm telling you that don't even try to convince people if they don't agree or what. It ain't about that. At least agree that you believe that you should be free in this country and recognize that they coming for you next. That's it. It's very simple. So I'm just saying, make sure that you stay as united as possible and stop seeking perfection in your politicians, because you will be let down every single time.
You see that right now, what she's doing? It's called lowering the bar. She's doing this because she knows she can't deliver. They don't care. She knows that she can't make good on promises. The Democratic Party is in a disarray. Only people that she can deliver for are the illegal aliens. And that's why she's going so hard. But she's going to, again, use Black people to grift. And she's saying, oh, our futures are interlocked. They can get rid of them. They can get rid of you. No, ma'am. The 14th Amendment protects Black people, you know, those FBAs, the ADOS, the children of slaves, all of those, the children of freedmen, those people. Yeah, they're here. They're in the Constitution. It's the illegals that will be dealt with. And she doesn't want you to know that because she wants you to be afraid. These people are just out of their minds. They're deranged, but they're also liars.
No offense.
Thank you.
No perfection.
Even me, Lord.
Yeah, so stop seeking it. Stop seeking it. You know how many times people wanted to talk about Kamala Harris and is she Black enough and all this other? It don't matter. How many Black women became president anyway? Y'all was okay when the other ones wasn't Black? Like just stop.
Y'all were okay when the other ones weren't Black. This is what you guys will deal with on the left. Okay, I'm so glad I don't have to vote for anybody like this. The woman is dumb. Okay, on top of that, she's saying that it doesn't matter. That's called gaslighting. She gaslit this whole entire speech that she's doing on this podcast. And that's because she knows Kamala is not Black. I don't care what way you slice it. Kamala is not Black. And I'm telling you that now. And she knows that. Well, forget that she's not Black. So what? No, that's how you presented something. And now you want people to look away. This is why they are disingenuous. This is why nobody likes the left. This is why nobody likes Ratchet Crockett, because she's one of those that want to sit and gaslight you as if you don't know what you know.
They allow you to play yourselves. They really do. They get in, and then all the while they got you critiquing her on whether or not she's Black enough, whether or not her agenda is Black enough. Well, let me tell you, the one that we got is anti-Black. That's all I do know. Right? So I'm just saying, recognize that we will never give you 100% of what it is that you want, and that we are not asking you to be with us for life. We asking you, when I run this every 2 years, just give me 2 years, okay? You can dump me after 2 years if you want to. When you're voting for a president, it's for 4 years. Most of y'all stay with y'all spouses and y'all don't agree with them all the time, so I don't even know why y'all tripping. I'm just saying.
Jasmine Crockett for president.
He's a damn lie. Nobody in their right mind would put Jasmine Crockett for president, okay? They wouldn't even put her as the leader of the oversight committee. Shocker. This is because she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's saying, oh, well, you know, y'all didn't want her in because she's not black enough, and you didn't want her in because she didn't have a black agenda. Yeah, you're pandering to that group. Why don't you have an agenda? Because the Democratic Party does not care about a black agenda. They don't care about people in general, but they especially don't care about black people because they know they have your vote. You voted 92% and the men voted 80%. So they figured, we don't have to do nothing. We have you voting for the next 200 years. We need to get all the other people. And that's who the Democratic Party lost. They lost whites and they lost a lot of Hispanics, okay? And with that, they lost the elections. Now, keeping with our overconsumption of Ratchet Crockett here on the Red Cup channel, because she has to be seen. She's on live streams. She's on this, that, and the third. She can't stay off of social media. However, she used the time for the flood and, yes, that tragic situation to make it about her TDS and to make it about her. You can't make it up. I want you to see what she had to say about Donald Trump and the flood. And then I want you to see her go on multiple media platforms saying the same rhetoric. Watch.
So anyway, I just wanted to jump on because my heart is truly heavy for all of these families. The sad part is I think that my heart is going to carry a level of weight that will continue to weigh me down as we have to continue to do our best to survive an administration that literally is against us, an administration that is doing everything in my mind to hurt us and not help us. And it feels like we're fending for ourselves.
Falling back those things that would have hopefully started to cool this planet down, because they don't believe in science. The least that they could do is believe in helping American people. Unfortunately, we continue to see Republicans decide that they want to bury their constituents instead of actually doing everything that they can to make sure that they live amazing and full lives.
All right, so you guys just saw that. You saw Ratchet Crockett on MSDNC 13 talking about climate change. And she's talking about, oh, the planet is warming up and they don't believe the science. No, they don't believe the science because the science suggests that the planet has been in a cooling period, you know, like going to ice age, but they don't care about facts. They don't care about numbers. All they care about is fear mongering. That's what she's been doing. Now, last but not least, Ratchet Crockett got up on the hill this week to say that she did not see any issue with Joe Biden. She never saw anything. And she went along with the doctor who pleaded the fifth, you know, Joe Biden's doctor, who would not tell if he lied about how fit Joe Biden was to run this country. And according to Jasmine Crockett, this is a sham. Why are we questioning this? Joe Biden is not even a president anymore. Who cares about the auto pen? We care. And this is why you can't elect people like this. I want you to see what Jasmine Crockett had to say about not seeing Joe Biden incapacitated at all because Sleepy Joe was in full shape. Watch.
Democrat Jasmine Crockett defended Biden's mental fitness.
I did have an opportunity to interact with the president. I never had a concern.
All right, so you guys just saw that. So you saw all of the fear mongering that Ratchet Crockett has been doing all week, all right? And you saw the awful remarks that she made after the flood, okay? Because they all try to make it like they cared about the children, but they spite the children just despite Donald Trump. It makes absolutely no sense, and it's nasty, and it's disgusting because you should never use an event to try and get one up on a politician and make this political. Who does that? The Democratic Party does, and Ratchet Crockett does, because what? She has bald-headed reasoning, and she has a special case of TDS, because for the life of me, you haven't heard one policy, one that I made her. You haven't heard it. You know why? That's because she doesn't have solutions. On top of that, she's out here saying that Joe Biden was perfectly fit. She never seen anything. How did you not see him trip up the steps? Not down, up. You can't make any of this up. This is what the Democratic Party is doing. This is what Ratchet Crockett is doing. And they're propping this woman up just to make sure they get the visibility. Meanwhile, Ratchet Crockett hasn't gotten anything for all her work. She's going here, there, and everywhere, raising money, getting in trouble with Act Blue, all for a DNC that won't even elect her to committee chair. Can't make it up. You guys get that in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you thought about Ratchet Crockett with Pastor Jamal Bryant talking about put her in office, please. The woman doesn't even know the job she has now, but she's just like Kamala. She doesn't know. They get elected to these seats and they don't know the actual law. They don't know how to legislate. They don't know how to work across the aisle. They're very partisan and they just want what they want, including the illegal migrants that are in these districts, undermining poor people, undermining white workers, undermining Black workers, undermining American citizens. You can't make it up, but this is what they're doing. So you guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl Mika, and I'm out. Peace.